A quick trivia question. Who was it that Frodo left Bag End with? It wasn't Sam, it was Pippin. So, today is the 23rd of September 2020, but back in the year 3018 of the Third Age, this is when Frodo left Bag End and had committed to his plan of going to Buckland. And of course then, yesterday, the 22nd of September, he turned 50. So here in sunny Derbyshire, you know, autumn's really coming on and it's getting dark a bit sooner, it's a bit damp, it's a bit dreary, and it would have been largely the same in the Shire. Now, why did Frodo take so long to leave then? Well, of course, he was waiting for Gandalf. They'd made those plans back in April. I think I did make a video on that, if you do want to check that out. And they'd made the plan of him leaving, selling the Bag End to his distant cousins, and then moving to Crick Hollow in Buckland. Now, why was Gandalf not present? Well, he was having his meeting with Saruman, of course. And therefore, he was slightly delayed. But Frodo had been told of the secret of the origin of Bilbo's ring and how this was indeed the one. He fully knew how important this was to be kept safe. Now, something that was very spooky then, as he left Bag End, he saw a dastardly fellow talking to the old gaffer down at the bottom of Bagshot Row, and for some reason he didn't go and ask the old gaffer, like, oh, who was that? Well, of course we know that that was Camul the Easterling, one of the Ringwraiths, and had he, you know, just gone and had a word with the gaffer, like, oh, who was that bloke? And it was like, oh, it was, yeah, you probably should go then. And, well, he did leave anyway. But he did not know the peril in which he was. You know, after all, they're still in the Shire. Like, what could go wrong? It's just happy-go-lucky times, you would have thought, rather. And even in the actual novel, in The Lord of the Rings, up until this point, it's been quite funny, or fun, rather. There's not really the sense of imminent danger or any kind of epic struggle going on just yet that you see in the later stories, like in Return of the King. But this is, up until now, it's been very much similar to The Hobbit, and this is where you certainly feel some of the layers peel back of that narrative, and now we're certainly no longer in a children's book. But nonetheless, there are some childish elements in this little bit of story still, and when you know that you've got some hobbits, then you've got the hobbits, they're sleeping out in the woods, and actually you get a talking fox turn up and be like, oh, why are hobbits like not sleeping in their holes? This is very peculiar, isn't it? And of course then the next day, so this would be what, the 24th, you'd have the first sighting of the Ringwraiths on the road, or the Ringwraith rather, on the road to Stock. And this is also then on that night is when you'd have the meeting between Frodo and the rest of the hobbits. You'd have them speaking with Gildor Inglorion, and he is like telling them all like, oh, maybe you're gonna have a bad time out here. But then this is also then when Frodo is told that congratulations, you are now an elf friend, because he could converse quite well with Gildor, and he knew some Elvish, you know, just from Bilbo, and certainly showing us the difference between Bilbo and Frodo, which, you know, kind of harkens back to a video where I made, as among others, as how Sam is the true hero of The Lord of the Rings and also the true successor to Bilbo Baggins. But that is where I'm going to end it. This is going to be a very short video, but I thought, you know, this is maybe a selfish video of me to put out there, but I just want to make sure that I put this out there to kind of document the days leading up to and including of the War of the Ring. There we go, finally got my words out. But if you do want to make sure that you know, don't miss any of these episodes, then you can just subscribe and like, because why not, hey ho. But now I am just going to go and record the Angmar video. So anyway, I'm going with Gandalf. Good day.